We're going to be really getting to the heart of leadership here to look at the role of the leader. And while there are a lot of things said about leadership and about leaders, the role of the leader is quite simple actually. It is to create the conditions for success for others. The conditions for success can be summarized by 3 C's: clarity, climate, and competence. So the 3 C's can really bring simplicity to all the complexity around the leader, whether that's at an individual level, at a team level, or at an organizational level. So as we said, the role of the leader is to create those conditions for success. First of all, to create clarity. Boiled down, this really is, why are we doing what we're doing? What exactly are we trying to achieve, and how are we going to get there? Maybe the strategies, or at least the path to get to your objective. And that's clarity. Now, many leaders stop there without thinking about these other conditions that are required. And the first one is climate. And you can look at this sort of as the environment in which the people operate. And it has a hard side and a soft side. So the hard is things like the structure people operate in, who you report to, the resources that you have to hand, your systems and processes, and so on. The soft stuff, which is really important as well, is your relationships with your stakeholders, but also your internal culture. So that's climate, sort of like the environment that people work in. The final C is competence, and that talks about the individuals in the organization, and in particular their knowledge and skills and their behaviors and attitudes. Those competencies will actually build the climate, and ultimately the climate will deliver on the clarity, will deliver the outcome that everyone wants. Very often when we see problems in teams or with individuals, we are tempted to look at competence, i.e. say it's a problem with the person. You know, they're behaving in the wrong way, or maybe they don't have the skills. What the 3 C's does is to help us to take a high level view of leadership, which is to say, actually, let me look at the whole system here. So the first question is, are they clear on what we're trying to achieve as a team and what their role is in it? Then do they have the environment in which they can perform? Maybe there's a system that's not working for them. Maybe the processes are incredibly cumbersome and they can't get through them. And ask those questions before we actually start to say, no, it's a people problem. My experience is, in most cases, you're going to find the problems in one of the other C's, and it's not a people problem. It's actually a clarity problem, or it's a climate problem. You can also apply the 3 C's to a project. Maybe it's not going so well, or you want to accelerate it. Look at those 3 C's. Is everyone involved really clear? Have you got the right climate? Maybe systems and processes, for example. What are your cadences of meetings? Is that working for you? And what are the competencies? Particularly maybe look at the behaviors of team members. Are they really on track at the moment? But diagnose it, and you can really accelerate your project. If leaders don't have the 3 C's, I think that you fall into that trap of organizations setting direction, so the clarity is sometimes okay, and then looking for blame. You find problems in competence. Whereas actually, when you see the whole thing as a system, have we been clear? Have we created an environment or climate where people can succeed? And have we helped people to build the skills and behaviors that they need to actually do this thing? Then you get to see the full picture, rather than being running hot and cold. That's what you're supposed to do, you haven't done it. This changes it totally and changes the role of leaders to be much more constructive.